The Magic Show is brought to you by StarCityGames.com, and check this out. On March 30th through 31st, the StarCityGames.com Open Series comes to Orlando, and this event is going to be huge. We're talking hundreds of players, 2 standard opens with $10,000 in prizes each, at least 16 players qualifying for any StarCityGames.com Invitational in 2013, live coverage all weekend long courtesy of SCG Live, and as much Magic the Gathering as we can pack into one weekend. So make plans to join us when the StarCityGames.com Open comes to Orlando, and we'll see you there. Hello everybody and welcome to another edition of the Magic Show. Now this week we're taking a look at Dragon's Maze M13 and the upcoming Theros Block. Spoilers and info is given to us this past weekend at PAX East. Suddenly we have a pre-release foil, a sweet new rare, a bunch of cool art, some cool storyline stuff, and more. Let's go. Up first is the unveiling of the Friends, Romans, and Countrymen block of 2013 and 2014. It is Theros, Born of the Gods, and Journey into Nyx. With a distinctly Roman and Greek theme, this could see gods and goddesses, myths, and so on coming to life. Nyx, for example, is Greek for night, meaning Journey into Nyx is actually Journey into Night, and could be a dark set, much like Torment was heavier on black cards than other colors. I'm excited about a new world that hasn't been seen before, as we've went back to Mirrodin and Ravnica the past few years, and it's good to see what they can do with an original setting. I mean, the last time they did it, we got Innistrad, and that worked out just fine. But let's talk Dragon's Maze. First is the official unveiling of Maze's End. Now, this was a card we spoke of in previous shows and has found its way to fruition. With a final wording known, we can now see the return to hand bid as part of its cost, which, when combined with the entering the battlefield tapped, causes you to pace yourself on all that tutoring. This card reminds me most of Thawing Glaciers, a card that once dominated the tournament scene. With its unique shuffling and tutoring effect, it was a breakout hit from Alliances and was one of the first enablers of Brainstorm's max potential back in the day. Ultimately, I don't see Maze's End breaking anything and should be a sweet addition to the Johnny tradition of winning in unique ways. If they haven't tired of their Laboratory Maniac decks yet, just wait till they get a load of this one. Anyway, the last thing I want to point out is this beautiful art that graces the non-promo version of the card. Amazing work, and notice, only 9 guilds are represented. Funny, ain't it? Participating in the Maze promotion during the pre-release gets you an exclusive foil promo Planes, to which I say, really, Wizards? Really? You couldn't make it extended art? Really? Well, at least it's a start. You'll also receive a special promo card for a unique PlaneswalkerPoints.com achievement. Go, internet points. Moving on, the announcement and unveiling of Duels of the Planeswalkers 2014 meant that M14 spoilers were sure to come, and we'll start off with the precedent-setting Colonian Tusker. I mean, Garrick's Companion was one thing, but we now have a legitimate 3/3 for 2 mana with 0 drawback or hoop required. Now, that might not sound like much, but look, there are 25 3/3s for 2 mana in Magic history, and every single one of them has some stupid thing that makes you work for it. They have Echo, or enter with -1/-1 counters, or require you to reveal a creature of the same type, or flip them, or they vanish, or you lose life when other people play spells, or it can't attack or block alone. I mean, seriously, Wizards has really tried hard not to make a 2 mana 3/3 without you suffering for it in some way. And now, whatever. 2 mana 3/3s, here we come. Woohoo! Look, we all know that early Magic history was defined by its ridiculous spells, and the modern era is being defined right now by its ridiculous creatures. And I say, might as well embrace it, because I don't know about you, but I think this card is sweet, and if we survive Leatherback Baloth, we'll make it through old Tusker here. Staff of the Wild Magus was revealed as Magic 2014's version of the Lucky Charm cycle. You know, old Iron Star and the like. Dragon's Claw and its ilk were often seen as the best of these types of cards, particularly because they trigger on your opponent's spells as well. There were many games of Tournament Magic a few years ago that were decided upon which mono-red deck drew the most Dragon's Claws. This new cycle only refers to yourself, and as such doesn't do much in the mirror. It's neat and all, but I thought the rings for Magic 2013 were more interesting for Limited. Next up is Shadowborn Demon, what I describe as the Black Baneslayer. Now, for those who doubt this card, are you serious? Have you ever seen a 5 mana, 5/6 flyer for 5 mana in black that kills something when it comes into play? A la Shriek Maw, but with even less of a restriction? Sure, you can't kill other demons. Okay. And yes, its drawback of sacrificing dudes is so bad in today's age of Drolf's messengers and Strangleroot Geists. Not to mention you can Lingering Souls all day until you reach that threshold. Now, I've seen some people dismiss this card already, which I think is a mistake. This to me looks like Black's version of Baneslayer Angel, and a very good one at that. Also with a super cute interaction if they do reprint Baneslayer Angel, which I hope they do, because with Shadowborn Demon, Baneslayer Angel, and Thunder by Hellkite, we're just 2 cards away from giving every color their own Baneslayer, which I think is awesome. I mean, green has Thragtusk, which is probably as close as it's ever going to get, but it doesn't fly or have any sweet abilities. I mean, give me a mythic Thragtusk. And blue, where is Kaiga for a new generation? Let's make it happen. So Shadowborn Demon isn't just a cool mythic, he comes with his own followers. Shadowborn Apostle is a card that breaks a rule in Magic for only the 2nd time ever. In only one other instance has a Magic card lets you include any number of it in a deck, and that card is Relentless Rats. A card reprinted 4 times, and it's still worth at least $1. Relentless Rats has its own collectors and hoarders, and here comes Shadowborn Demon to the party. You know, until I read closely, I thought that she just said sacrifice 6 creatures, which in our token-rich world isn't that difficult, but requiring 6 of just her, it's a bit of a stretch. I mean, I just see myself with 5 of this 1/1 on the battlefield getting crushed, hoping I can give up 6 creatures for a singular 5/6 flyer. Just saying, this won't be tearing up tournament tables anytime soon. What does have the potential to tear up tournament tables, I'll be talking about next, as we have some killer Dragon's Maze spoilers. The Magic Show is brought to you by StarCityGames.com, and on April 5th through 7th, the StarCityGames.com Open Series featuring the Invitational comes to Atlanta, Georgia, and this event is going to be huge. We're talking hundreds of players. The StarCityGames.com Invitational with $50,000 in prizes, a Standard Open with $10,000 in prizes, a Legacy Open with $10,000 in prizes, a Sealed Classic with $5,000 in prizes, live coverage all weekend long courtesy of SCG Live, and as much Magic the Gathering as we can pack into one weekend. So make plans to join us when the StarCityGames.com Open Series featuring the Invitational comes to Atlanta, Georgia, and we will see you there. So we begin with the story of Dragon's Maze. Turns out old Niv Mizzet has built some crazy maze and has challenged each guild, even the one that shall not be named, to provide a champion to run through it. Yes, it's just like Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire, give them a break already. Anyway, here are our champions. For the Azet Guild, old Nivy did not choose Ral Zarek, and let me tell you, Ral is totally going to update his Facebook status about this travesty. So in comes Melik, Izzet Paragon, looking like a total badass. I bet he has far more Twitter followers than Ral does. The Dimir feature champion not appearing in this maze. Oh wait, I'm kidding. It's Mirko Vosk, the Mind Drinker. His mother calls him that. I'm super excited for the return of Teysa, Envy of Ghosts. Now, first time she was Teysa, Orzhov Scion, and now she's all, hey ghosts, I don't think you're ready for this jelly. Be envious. Seriously? Envy of Ghosts? What in particular do ghosts envy? You know, like not being dead? I'm just going to leave this here. The Celestia have Imara Tandris, while the Azorius have Lavinia of the 10th. I know, Lavinia of the 9th was just too busy, and we're not ready to crank this guild to 11. The most badass name of the bunch comes from Boros, with Tajik, Blade of the Legion. Holy cow, look at that freaking blade, man. He's here to slice ya into curly fries. Now we got our second Blood Witch after Lysolda in the form of Exava, Rakdos Blood Witch. That's a good thing they told us the guild in that name or I'd never have guessed it. Varola the Scar Stripe represents the Golgari, while Vorel of the Whole Clade reps the Simic. Vorel and Varola vanquish vicious vampires voraciously in victory? Say that 3 times fast. But our last guild champion is the big spoiler from the event, letting us know that these champions are just rare in the set, and also pretty damn strong. Check out Rurik Thar, the Unbowed. Hell yeah, he's unbowed. He is going to strike you upon the hands and face area. He is going to deal 6 damage if you deal with him in a non-combat way, and he is specifically worded so that Blood Rush is going to be way scarier, as the guy doing the blood rushing ain't getting hurt a bit, while the guy breaking the supreme verdicts out will. I love the idea of Gruul punishing the control players amongst us, as Rurik Thar basically ensures they're not casting any unnecessary Azorius charms, Think Twices, or Lingering Souls without dealing with him first. And taking 6 most likely in the process. Oblivion Ring, take 6. Detention Sphere, take 6. Supreme Verdict, you know the drill. To the face. 6/6 for 6 with 6 damage incoming whether you like it or not. So if this is our first guild champion, I am definitely ready for more. As the weeks roll on, we'll get closer to our official spoilers, and you just know how much fun that's going to be. Until next time, Magic players, this is Evan Irwin, tapping the cards so you don't have to.
Always like the fatties.